Hey guys, it's your boy Doomy back again with another video. And in today's video, guys, I wanted to speak about religion, right? Because I have a lot of questions, specifically now that, I've been on my spiritual journey and I'm having the spiritual awakening. And let's not confuse spirituality with religion. Spirituality and religion are two different things, right? Religion is meant to control, while spirituality is meant to free you, right? It's meant to release the chains from you, right? But before I continue with this video, if you're someone who's not interested in entertaining this type of talk, then now would be a good time to go and watch another video, go do something else. But if you are interested in this sort of thinking, or maybe the questions that I am about to ask, right, then, stick around and watch and see if maybe any of these questions might resonate with maybe some curiosity that you might have had, right? So anyways, my first question, right? And religion is a strange thing. You can't question religion, because if you question religion, you're somehow satanic, or you're a negative being, a demonic, for lack of a better term, right? Religion requires you to follow blindly. Religion requires you to follow without question, even though what you might hear might go against logic, right? It's called faith, right? You have to follow blindly, you have to follow without question, and if you question, then that's blasphemy, right? The fact check of religion is blasphemy. That's the word that shuts you down immediately, and that means stop. But I'm not stopping today. Today I'm going to ask questions that I want answers to, that I've been asking myself these questions, but I don't think answers will ever come. So anyways, my first question is, who wrote these religious books, right? Because I've got a serious question if it was a man that wrote these religious books. Was it God who wrote the book, or was it man, right? Because one thing about man is I know that you cannot trust a man. I can't even trust myself. How am I going to trust someone else? I was supposed to start a diet on Monday. Today is Saturday and still no diet. You see what I mean? I have betrayed myself, right? There was no one else around. I betrayed myself. But now I'm supposedly supposed to believe something that came from someone else who is a man like me and wrote down something, and I'm supposed to believe that, right? My other problem is, how did they go about getting this information? Did they go around interviewing people, making sure to write everything down as was said so as not to misquote? Because if you misquote, then the message is now wasted. You've written what you wanted to write instead of what was told to you to write. You have now made your own message instead of the message that was given to you, through whoever you were interviewing, or maybe it was divine communication, right? That came to you while you were still and you were listening, and something came and you got your piece of paper down and started writing, right? Because maybe that's what happened. But there's so many questions when we start there as to who wrote these religious books. Secondly, what I fail to, understand is, how is it that a God would only speak in the New Testament, the Old Testament and the New Testament, and then never speak again? So then he spoke twice, Old and New, and then never again. And obviously the message is, anyone who comes after the message is either a false prophet or a false Messiah. But wouldn't that mean that whoever wrote these religious books would be a false something, right? Because they have come after the fact that, whoever comes after these words are written is false, and they are writing the words. Do you understand what I'm saying? The message was written by you, but everything before the message has already happened, which therefore means you, whoever wrote it, must be a false prophet, false Messiah, false interviewer, for lack of better term. See, there's another bit of confusion. Thirdly, if there was, a single God, then why are there so many different religions? And every other religion is the wrong religion, but only one religion is the right religion. And that religion is the religion that's going to get you into heaven or paradise, right? But everything else, no, everything else leads to hell. So you mean to tell me that there are religious people who have the audacity to think that they are the ones that have found the right religion, that they are the only ones who are going to heaven and everyone else is going to hell? The arrogance of that form of thinking. How arrogant is that? That a God who created everyone else would have a place, well, would make hell for certain people who don't follow a certain word, and then would make heaven for those that follow the only word, which is, it seems to be strange to me. Like, I can't quite understand it even. I mean, my delivery of what I'm trying to say isn't quite hitting, because this makes no sense. How can you be a father of children, and then these children, some are going to, live great lives and some aren't going to live these great lives? Like, how does that happen? You're going to leave money for some and others you're not going to leave money for. How? Right? How does this happen? Another question that I have, people who, die momentarily, and they go to hell and they see what hell is like, and then they come back and they tell us the story about hell. Here's my question. If everyone is awaiting Judgment Day being the day that, the Son of Man is going to come riding on a cloud, and then all of us are going to be judged individually for the lives that we lived, right? And then only during and after that time are people either going to go to heaven or people are going to go to hell. So right now, as it stands, no one is in heaven, no one is in hell. Everyone is still here awaiting Judgment Day. Now, please tell me how someone who momentarily died happened to go to hell before they were judged to come back and tell us a story. How does that make any sense, bruh? This is my problem. When there's too many holes in the story and there's too many things that don't make any sense, which further make me ask questions, right? And I understand, yes, when you ask questions about religion, it's called blasphemy, right? The fact checker of religion is blasphemy. That's the word. Because whenever you come against something, not because you're against it because you don't like it, you're against the message because you want clarity. And you see that in the message there is, or you see that the message is somehow twisted and somehow the message is controlling you to think in a certain way, to get in line. That's what religion is at the end of the day. It's a means of control, right? Self-governed, because thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But the crazy part about this all is that our governments are the biggest thieves. Our governments are the biggest killers, sending people into wars and giving you that shit, right? Sending people into wars to go and die. They don't send their children into those wars to die, but they'll send you to go and die. Meanwhile, they're investing, or they are buying shares in weaponry, right? Because they know they're going to start a war before the war starts. Like, how do you explain that? Unless, the politicians know something that you don't know. Like, don't they know that there's a heaven and a hell, so that they can act accordingly, so that they can get to this place? Right? These are the kind of questions that I have. And I need answers to those questions, because it seems like, these are certain rules that should be followed by certain people.